Good morning in the Bay Area and good afternoon in Chicago. Thank you for joining us. Because your time and attention are so precious, we're honored that you are sharing yours with us now. I'm Susan Noyes, the founder, publisher, and chief visionary officer of Make It Better Media Group, which includes 3 publications in the Chicago and Bay Area: Better Magazine, Marin Magazine, and Spaces. First of all, housekeeping details. Immediately after this, we will send you the recording of our presentation, so you'll be able to review everything that we've said. At any time during the presentation, please submit any questions you have, and we will do a Q&A after the 4 of us have presented. And at the end of all of this, we will also send a very short exit survey. Please take less than a minute to answer it, because you will actually help make us better with your feedback. What you will learn today is, number 1, how to tell your story, grow your connections, and raise more money online. Number 2, how Make It Better Media Group infuses support for the most effective nonprofits into all of our content and activities. Number 3, how to collaborate with business partners and sponsors to reach a broader audience. And finally, how to work most strategically with all of our publications. As I mentioned before, I'm Susan Noyes, and I'm speaking to you from my kitchen in Wilmette, Illinois, where I raised 6 kids, and I've been sheltering in place with the youngest of our 6, Emma. I'm delighted to introduce you to Brook MacDonald, who is our National Digital Content Director and the Editor-in-Chief of Better Chicago, Sharon Crone, the Vice President of Civic Development, and Leah Bronson, our Media Director. I cannot overstate this. This is the dream team of media that fosters community development, grows powerful positive connections, and amplifies nonprofit support. I am honored to work with all of them and grateful for their participation today too. And the 4 of us are delighted to have so many participants from Chicago and the Bay Area with us. And unseen, but very important as part of our team, is Natasha Romanoff, who will be directing things for us, and you'll hear her voice when it's time to read those questions. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the history of Make It Better. I love the synergy of speaking to you from our kitchen, because this is where I founded it more than 13 years ago, May 1st, 2007. It was a little website for the community with 1 employee, but a really great mission: to be the most trusted, easiest to use community resource that helped our audience of homeowners, parents, well-educated, affluent individuals who are raising families on the North Shore make their lives, their families' lives, and the world a little bit better. Our research showed that 92% of that audience, affluent, well-educated parents who own their own homes, would change their brand loyalty if they believed that it would make the world a better place. And that's why we called it Make It Better. We thought long and hard about how to use that newfangled thing called the internet. Remember, this was 2007. In order to make it easier for our audience to do more fundraising, friend raising, and volunteering, or at least reach a broader audience to provide those opportunities. It also, importantly, our goal was to make it easier for them to support treasured local businesses too. And quite literally, because we had this great mission and we worked hard to help every little nonprofit that came our way, we grew into being the media sponsor of little nonprofits, churches, schools, to eventually very large nonprofits, the civic leaders in the Chicago area. The way we worked with the nonprofits then is exactly what we still do now. We wrote articles that brought the mission to life of each nonprofit in a way that made our audience laugh, think, cry, and want to take action. And we put their events in our online event calendar. And we included the article in our Better Letter email newsletters that at this point now go out to something like 76,000 people. And we realized that everything we did, and we always thank sponsors, we always linked to the businesses who supported the nonprofits. And we realized that what we were doing was creating virtuous circles that connect our audience with the nonprofits and businesses they are most likely to support, and making it really easy for them to support each other and to share this story with their audience too. Our little website grew into a multi-platform media company with print magazines, events, contests, the robust email newsletter and social networks. And eventually we wanted to take this strategy to another area. And we realized that Marin County, outside of San Francisco, was a perfect match demographically to the North Shore of Chicago. So, and Marin Magazine and Spaces were similar to Better Chicago, the most trusted, beloved publication in those communities. So we bought those magazines 3 years ago, and we ended up thinking a little more about our mission. So did I skip, Natasha, did I skip over something? Can you share the mission first? Thank you, sorry. Our mission is to create inspiring lifestyle content that connects our active, socially conscious audience to people and organizations that improve lives and communities. Our strategy creates enduring, trusted, powerful, positive connections. And now if you go backwards, please, Natasha, our strategy quite literally is now, we talk about it as 1-5-100. One article online that engages, informs, inspires, and connects our audience to at least 5 sources most trusted by Google and communities. And those are the nonprofits.gov, schools.edus, other media, and trusted brands, who are likely to link back to our audience and share through their network of email newsletters and social networks and word of mouth with at least 100. One article, 5 sources, all sharing. That's one article that will touch 500 people. And if you think about the power of that, you'll understand why our little digital strategy that we started so long ago has become such a powerful and impactful way to communicate now. And by the way, you, as an example, as opposed to doing this for every school and every community that we loved, we are now working, as I said, with the largest nonprofits. And you can see a wonderful campaign going in Chicago for the Red Cross. They had to pivot their fundraiser that normally raises $1.8 million, which is a breakfast called the Heroes Breakfast, into a virtual campaign. We're their media sponsor. We are actually, you'll see the content online, videos and matching grant articles. We are helping them raise $500,000 to support blood services right now. There is nothing fortuitous about coronavirus, but it was fortuitous for us that when it hit, we were perfectly placed to pivot, lead into our mission, and create more content, more helpful content, and more powerful connections than ever. And coincidentally, Harvard Business Review last month published an article that was their advice for businesses wanting to market during coronavirus time. And the article had 4 main points that perfectly dovetail with what Make It Better Media Group is doing. Number 1, present with empathy and transparency. Number 2, use media in agile ways. Number 3, associate your brand with good. And number 4, plan for the next and beyond. As I said before, we've been doing it since the start. We love nonprofits. There is no better way to associate with good than to align yourself with a fabulous nonprofit that has been vetted by a trusted organization. We have become quite literally powerful, positive connection builders, and our edit has only ramped up since coronavirus hit. And now I'd like to turn this over to Brook MacDonald, who can explain what we've done and how it works now.
Thank you, Susan. Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time during your busy day to connect with us. Just as life changed overnight for all of us in our personal lives, Better and Marin had to pivot overnight to respond appropriately to the pandemic. Much of our planned print content became irrelevant, and we had to quickly adjust and adapt. Fortunately, Make a Better Media Group has always taken a digital-first approach, and this has made us nimble and optimally positioned to shift our focus on a dime and respond quickly to the changing needs of our audience and clients. Our mission to create purpose-driven lifestyle content committed to connecting our audience to their community has been resonating with readers more than ever, and our analytics have reflected that, as you can see here. As you can see in the numbers in front of you, we've seen phenomenal growth across both of our websites since the shelter-in-place orders went into effect. Much of our strongest content has centered around ways to support local businesses, restaurants, healthcare workers and other first responders, and local nonprofits. As Susan said, the key differentiator that we have always been most proud of when it comes to our editorial has been our approach to embedding social impact and meaningful touch points that connect our readers to people and organizations doing good in their communities. And many of those readers have in turn become passionate supporters of causes that we've introduced them to. Let's take a look at some examples. We regularly feature the most impactful nonprofits doing important work in Chicago, the Bay Area, and nationally. As Susan mentioned, we're very proud of our partnership with the Red Cross, particularly a series of stories we've been working together to tell over the past few weeks. The COVID-19 pandemic, as Susan said, sadly forced the Red Cross to cancel its 18th annual Heroes Breakfast fundraiser, at which 14 heroes were to be honored. Instead, we've been sharing those stories online through articles and videos on our website, in regular social media posts, and in our Better letters. With the help of a matching grant, we're proud to be collaborating to help them raise $500,000. Our purpose-driven lifestyle content is very popular with our audience as well. We work hard to ensure that we always incorporate social impact and helpful calls to action within this content. In a piece that you can see here on how to be a good neighbor in the time of social distancing, we not only give practical advice based on solid research from leading institutions like the Buck Institute, we also make sure to highlight organizations that are leading the charge to support the populations within our communities that need the most help right now, like healthcare workers and the elderly. We make it easy for our readers to identify where their support can be most helpful. It's also more important than ever to shop local and support the struggling businesses within our communities. And we're really trying to support that effort with our content. Our audience always responds very enthusiastically to lifestyle content like fashion and dining, and we make sure to direct them to shop local and buy from brands that give back and to support local restaurants. In our How to Help sections, which we include at the end of all of our content, we ask readers to consider paying forward their good fortune and guide them to relevant ways to do that by sharing, for example, curated lists of nonprofits to support, such as food-focused nonprofits in our dining stories and housing nonprofits in our home and decor stories. A really impactful way for nonprofits to promote events, celebrate successes, and to solicit support is through our events calendar and Better Makers sections, which you can see here on this slide. Here's an example of an event calendar listing that highlights an upcoming virtual event. Our Better Makers post-event coverage gives nonprofits a great opportunity to celebrate the money raised, thank sponsors, and add value to those relationships, reiterate the mission of the organization, and give readers an additional opportunity to donate or attend the next event. So if you're a nonprofit listening today and want to learn more about how to work with us and connect with our audience, Sharon Crone is going to talk next about how to do that.
I would love to. Actually, we have a number of Onramps that can help. And so I want to just take a moment to share a few of those with our listeners right now and just ways that we can help you connect with our readers in our network. You know, it's no mystery that seasonal or unexpected needs rise for nonprofits throughout the year. So please let us know how our audience can volunteer time, how they can donate items, how they can provide for needed funds to share, and ways to help you deliver your program and service opportunities in unexpected situations. So we make this easy for you to share with us that we'll pass along to our readers by using our online Give Time Things and Support request form. A second way you can connect with us is by completing our nonprofit impact form. Our audience thinks like venture philanthropists, and they really want to know that their dollars will be used efficiently and effectively. So this form helps us to get to know your organization at a more intimate level and share that information with our audience in many ways that Brooke has already mentioned. So you can look for both of those forms in the footer of our website under submissions. Another way to connect with our audience is through our Better Giving Circle media sponsorship. This is a marketing package that rolls out a full suite of digital media assets designed to get the word out about your organization's needs, publicize your event, share your impact through a coordinated digital campaign. So think banner ads, sponsored articles, social media promotion, online calendar listing, and so on. And we're actually doing an initiative to include virtual fundraiser events and publicizing those on our calendar listing as well. So for the for the for-profit folks, I want to talk with you just for a moment here and help you understand something. Our Better Giving Circle is essentially your underwriting opportunity for the nonprofit you already support. It's something that you can do as a sponsor. Your $1,000 donation to the nonprofit you support can essentially underwrite a media sponsorship package that we roll out on their behalf. You see, your seed money, if you will, yields the most effective online content and social media connections for your nonprofit partner. Content, which in turn helps them raise more money, well beyond your original gift. And for you nonprofits listening today, this is your opportunity to find the champion among your supporters who believes in the power of a good message to grow funds and wants to underwrite that package on your behalf. And to make this go even further, when you launch a matching grant campaign for your organization at a $10,000 level or higher, we will promote that campaign at no charge by posting an additional story on our website. It's our value add for every Better Giving Circle sponsorship. And it's so valuable because of the networking potential. Not only does it reach all 38,000 of our Better Letter opt-in subscribers, but you can circulate that same story link through your network of supporters and sponsors and followers who are likely to repost to their networks and increase your contribution. And of course, once that campaign is over, we want to hear your story. Tell us your success, and we will post that as well. Our matching grant program is philanthropy, collaboration, and connectivity at its best. Now, Leah's going to take it from here and share more ways that we can help.
That's right, Sharon. As you know, 94% of Americans are currently shelter in place. It's a great time to join our digital platform because people are online more than they have ever been. We are better together. We are here to help with our recently launched community partnership packages. These are easy, bundled media partnerships, but our partners get more exposure for each dollar spent. These packages include our dedicated email blast, which reaches 25,000 opt-in subscribers, our custom Better Letter, 1 to 2 months of display run-of-site ads, social media, and more. As a business, we pair you with a local nonprofit, and they receive promotional items at no charge as your partner. So your business shows the social responsibility of giving back and connecting deeper with your community. As a nonprofit, you have a business underwriting your marketing dollars, and that business is celebrated as a sponsor. Brooke mentioned earlier our virtual fundraisers. Don't cancel your gala event, transform it. Continue raising money and stay connected with your donors. Our platforms are poised to make your event a success. Tell your story and grow your connections. Focus on your mission, keep it simple, and publicize it with us. That is our specialty. Then celebrate after with our Better Makers post-event coverage that Brooke also mentioned earlier. Here is a slide showing platform options for silent auction and bidding software. These are tools that are intended to help you host your nonprofit virtual event. So you can live stream like us on Zoom. You can do auctions and mobile bidding with the Bidding for Good, One Cause. Silent Auction Pro is one that I like. Or peer-to-peer and online fundraising, Snowball. You can see the rest. All of these are great options to consider when building your virtual event. Our tagline is Powerful, Positive Connections. With our Better Letter, we can help you reach our subscribers with your message. 38,000 opt-in subscribers in Chicago, 38,000 opt-in subscribers in the Bay Area. That's 76,000 opt-in subscribers nationally. That's huge. Social networking is so powerful. Our social media platform is an incredible tool for communication. Spread your message in as many ways as possible. The idea is to give back, volunteer, donate, or underwrite a nonprofit, deeply embedding nonprofits and businesses in our ecosystem that touches audiences in multiple ways. Our media consultants can help answer questions and coordinate a nonprofit with you. Please be sure to reach out because we're all here to help. Here's a quick snapshot of the nonprofits that we've helped in the past 6 months in Chicago and also in Marin. And at this time, I'll pass the baton back to our founder, Susan Noyes.
Thank you, Brooke, Sharon, and Leah. That was fantastic. Don't we have the dream team? We do want to help you tell your story, but even before that, we just want to know your questions. So now is the time if we have any questions for our Q&A.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks again for joining us today. We're now going to take the next 10 to 15 minutes to answer your questions. We'll start with the questions that were asked during the presentation, but I encourage you all to ask more now. All right, let's take a look and see what the first question we have is. The first question is from Jennifer. She says, our organization has a virtual event in early July, and we would like to discuss collaboration. What is the fastest way to get something started with Make It Better?
Leah, I'll let you take that one.
Please, you can email me. We'll absolutely assign you to a media consultant and talk about what your plans are, see how we can collaborate, what maybe some of those tools you might want to utilize. Let's see, it looks like there's a second part to her question also. Can you explain how to participate in the community partnership packages and what that process looks like? Absolutely. Again, our media consultants are here to help you, and I can steer you in that direction. But basically, what we do is, again, we have a conversation, figure out what your objectives are for your event, and we schedule out the media, so the e-newsletters, the sponsored article, the run-aside advertising, social media post, and even in these packages, you can have a webinar just like this to discuss your event, and then we send out some public relation pieces post-event and celebrate you on Better Makers. So the first step is to just connect with our consultants. Susan.
So I heard in July, and I'd like to let everyone know that if you want to do a virtual fundraiser that soon, please act fast. It takes time. You're embedding your message in an ecosystem. The more time we have to tell the story and grow the connections, the more time that you have your event in our online calendar and promote it in our Better Letters, the more successful it will be. So if you're thinking summer, reach out to Leah right away, please.
Yeah, it would be ideal to have at least a 4-week lead time, just to be sure, even maybe 6 weeks, just to be sure that we could build up the excitement about your event in time for it, like we would normally if it wasn't virtual.
Great. All right, the next question we have is from Tia. She says, I'm from a nonprofit doing music for kids in the Metro Detroit area. Do you reach in that region or know any organizations like yours here?
I would love to take that one, please. Leah, thank you for that work. It's so important to get music into the every child's education and every family's opportunity. We are really proud of the work that we've done with multiple music education nonprofits in Chicago. One is called the People's Music School, and I encourage you to search our Better.net platform with the word People's Music School and see the articles. And there's even a video because they won a philanthropy award from us. We also have a $10,000 matching grant going right now with the Music Institute of Chicago. Have we ever done this in Detroit? No, but guess what? The internet reaches everywhere. So we would be delighted to at least help you get the story online in our calendar, have you work with our media consultants about how to share that broadly through your network, try to help you find a sponsor or whatever. So send me, Susan at makeitbetter.com, a message, and I'll happily follow up with you.
And just to follow up a little bit more on that, I will say, you know, we do have core readerships in the Bay Area and in Chicago, but there is a strong national component to our website, and we do have national reach in terms of both our Better Letter subscribers and just the visitors to our site. And we also have opportunities to do targeted social media pushes so that if you were to do a story with us and we would put it on the national site, there are opportunities to really target where, you know, a Detroit audience to push that out on social media, on Facebook, for example.
And just because it's about music, and music is dear to our hearts and more important in coronavirus time than ever, I encourage you to also search our site and see the other content that we've done, just trying to help musicians get the word out. Where are the local musicians who used to perform live? How do you reach them now? So again, we'll do all we can to help you be successful in Detroit.
Great. All right. So the next question we have is from Joy Anissa. Our community foundation received a $1 million match challenge grant from 2 generous donors. Would you support our campaign utilizing your social media platform?
Brooke, I'm happy to let you speak to that, but the short answer is yes, 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 and yes. We'll make sure that we write that article, that's the matching grant article, and understand your mission and help you tell your story well. And we will look for all of our channels to help you raise that money. But I'll let Brooke speak more specifically to our social network.
Absolutely. So certainly the best way for us to utilize social media to promote that and to try to, you know, find donors for you is to start by creating a really engaging article. So we can work with you to figure out what the most compelling story is to really bring people in, and then we would push out that content via social media, and then you'll be able to, you know, we can track the success of that campaign, and we can try, you know, go a couple different routes with it. But definitely get in touch. We would love to work with you on that.
Shout out to Joy Anissa. Nice to see you on our listener list. For those who are listening, Joy Anissa was with a former philanthropy award-winning organization that got great promotion. I know you've shifted to another organization in Evanston, Celebrating Evanston, with their foundation there. So we look forward to that opportunity. Glad you chimed in.
Great. All right. The next question we have is from Kevin. He asks, we have a relatively new nonprofit, Building Peaceful Bridges, based in Glenview. Our mission is to foster multicultural relationships by assisting in the integration of refugees into American society and educating communities on the challenges facing refugee populations through their stories. With the new restrictions on all immigrants, how do you think your organization and the community might support current and possibly future refugees during these unprecedented times?
I would like to start this and then pass the baton again to Leah. So relatively new nonprofit means you are really working on raising awareness. The very best way that you can do that working with us is through a better giving circle relationship that helps us do those things that we talked about. Tell your story. Find the thing that will pull on other people's heartstrings and make them want to support the work that you're doing. And do we care strongly about creating as much help and impact for immigrants as possible? You betcha. Leah? You can.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, people need to hear the story. They need to understand what it is that you're doing, so that we can celebrate it, publicize it on our platform, and get the word out and help you raise awareness, build a virtual event, whatever it is that, we have the conversation and collaborate on how to maximize awareness for your nonprofit. Then a package will come together beautifully for that. I think the Better Giving Circle is a wonderful place to start. Maybe since you are relatively new, maybe you have some underwriting opportunities that we can utilize, or we can look into our database and see who might be a nice pair up for you. But I think that our media consultants will be able to help you greatly, and look forward to following up with you after this.
Excellent. All right, the next question we have is from Lori. How do you price your services? By project? By retainer? What is an initial investment to take a nonprofit to another stage?
I can answer that. I mean, well, there's a few different ways to answer it, because it's exactly how are we going to do this? It's not on retainer. It is, there's cost per item or cost per package. But if you have an underwriter, that creates another conversation. So there's many ways that we can work around budgets, and see how we can, help get the word out for you. We also have, some ways that we can support you that are at no cost. But I would say, I'll follow up with you after with the exact pricing, and really want to find out exactly what it is that you want to do, because that's what matters most. The pricing is based around the goal from your business objectives and the goal of the mission for your nonprofit.
I'd love to jump back in and explain. We are really serious about partnering with for-profit businesses. And Harvard Business Review is saying that the very best thing that a for-profit business can do in this difficult time is align themselves with good. Our goal for the nonprofits is to help you find money elsewhere. And if you can't, then Leah's right. There's a free thing that you can do with us, and it's called Submit Your You Said It article, and we'll guide you through that. And the entry level price point otherwise is $1,000. And when you think through all the activities you get, the articles, the matching grant opportunity, the events calendar, the support around a virtual event, like that's an amazing package.
Alrighty, the next question we have is from Catherine, and it's for Leah. I would like to know more and would like to get in touch with the San Rafael Elks 1108 in general. Our Elks Kitchen Cares project going on now, where we are cooking up wholesome bag lunches for it's just a request for an email. Catherine,
I'll follow up with you, Catherine.
Yeah, we would love to have Leah follow up with you, so stay tuned. All right, let's have a question from Sharon. How do I get paired with a nonprofit organization?
So I'll take that. The two forms that Sharon Crone alluded to, fill those out first. One is oh no, you're a business who wants to get partnered with a nonprofit. Sorry, my bad. So we do this very extensive vetting in nonprofits. In Chicago, Better has worked with over 900 nonprofits. I believe that Marin has worked with well over 200 already over the last decade. Our philanthropy awards and our tools have been followed and used by nonprofits nationally. So we know a lot about nonprofits. The ones that we have vetted, our audience knows that they can trust them, that they are effective, efficient, doing a wonderful, meaningful work, and that is somebody who donates $1 to that, or does business with a business who is supporting that nonprofit, that they'll engage because they know it's trusted. So as a business, Leah and her consultants would work with you to understand who your natural audience is. And we always try to align mission and interest in the same category. For instance, Brooke talked about how if we're writing about home decor or something around home, we also mention the most impactful nonprofits that provide homes for people who really need it. So we will listen well and create a natural match. if you're a small business in a small community looking for a nonprofit match, then we're not going to match you with the Red Cross. If you're a corporation who's based in Chicago, then that's a perfect match for the Red Cross. So we'll just listen well. We have an extensive list of trusted and well-vetted nonprofits, and we'll make sure that we'll bring you a couple. You can get to know each other. You can choose your nonprofit.
Great. Thanks, Susan. All right, the next question we have is from Linda. She says, fire season is approaching. We typically hold in-person workshops teaching homeowners how to prepare their homes for wildfire season. We are currently developing videos to take place of in-person workshops. Can you host them on your website?
Absolutely. I'll do the first go at this one, Linda. Absolutely. You know, I think it would be a really fun thing to do would be running a sponsored article so you can tell your story and say what you used to do and how it's changed, and you can embed your video on that. We could also promote it in our Better letter, so it's a direct video going to our 36,000 opt-in subscribers in either or both respective markets. There's many different ways. We also have a platform called Better TV on better.net where we can keep your video hosted there and live and well, and you can promote it and refer to it over time. It looks like maybe we could have a bigger conversation about a series. It looks like you're developing videos, so I would imagine there's a series that we could create a campaign around promoting and pushing those out, maybe having people sign up or RSVP, you know, just make it more exciting and a place that people want to go. I mean, fire season, I mean, here in California, it's very real, and I think people would really, really appreciate this and we get really excited about it. So I'm excited to continue the conversation. Susan.
I would love to suggest that whatever we do to help them get the word out, we also put a matching grant in place. If they can find potential donors of at least $10,000, we could do the matching grant article. And we have two on Better Bay Area where it was matching grant in response to fires for the Red Cross again. So Leah can show you that as an example.
Great suggestion. Great idea.
Excellent. All right. The next question we have is from Suzanne. She says, we are a nonprofit chorus in Marin. How can you best help us with fundraisers and marketing?
Suzanne, it would be great to have a conversation with you to learn more about your nonprofit chorus and what your typical fundraisers and marketing efforts have been. And we'll see how we can pivot and apply them to the ways of our new world now that we're in. But I think that we have some great things. You know, if you had we could plan a virtual fundraiser, do a webinar to educate people. You could do a webinar with your chorus singing, just as we're lined up here speaking. You know, maybe the chorus could sing, and that could be something that people could attend or pay for to go to. I mean, the ideas are endless. But would love to learn more exactly what your mission is and your objectives are for your nonprofit so we could really cater to it specifically.
Okay, I hope that really happens, and I'd happily donate to log on and listen to that chorus sing a la the Lady Gaga Around the World event. And it's music, Detroit. Detroit will love that too.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to wrap up with our last question. This one's from Catherine as well. And she is asking about national coverage. So I'll read the question. I am the PR chair for the Marin County San Rafael Elks Lodge 1108. And the Elks are a national organization based in Chicago, and we can all use some support nationwide. Elks is a major organization here in the US concerned with community and fundraisers. And are needed for our lodges and our community projects. What about national coverage?
I think being based in Chicago and your chapter being in San Rafael is ideal for our business since we have homes in both locations. And I mean, national coverage would be writing about, you know, an article and tagging some, you know, the Elks group themselves and some other trusted resources that can help. Maybe they would share the article that we write and we post and share in our Chicago market and our Marin market. I think that would probably be the best way to start with that, and then push it out on social media. You know, social media is worldwide. So if that comes across someone's feed, or they share it or find it interesting, I think that would be a really nice way to be virtually national with us.
And there are many organizations, philanthropic organizations that are based in Chicago that Better has worked with. Alzheimer's Association is one of them. So the Rotary, we've done work with the Rotary, and its headquarters is right in Evanston. So that, we hope you bring us that opportunity. We will make the most of it.
All right, well, that's all the questions we have time for today. If your question didn't get answered, we are definitely going to follow up with you, so stay tuned. You'll also be receiving a recording of this presentation, as well as the slide decks. Would you like to say anything else to wrap us up, Susan?
Oh, my pleasure. First of all, thank you again, Natasha, Sharon, Leah, and Brooke, for outstanding work. It is truly an honor to work with you. And thank you to every single person who logged on and listened, and for the work that you're doing, literally to make the world a better place. I am feeling goosebumps thinking about something like 120 people across the country being connected right now, brainstorming around how we get the message out more broadly, working together to grow more support, to create those powerful, positive online connections that reflect the way the world really works. And so we are so very grateful that you joined us. Please do stay connected. Feel free to send any of us on the screen you see in front of you an email, and watch for us. We'll social network this, and hashtag we're all better together. Thanks.